This is maybe the nicest thing I've ever written. This is a little fiction story that I wrote after Pulse because uh, brown babies, brown queer babies need a happy ending. And this is based on a character from an in-progress urban fantasy novella that takes place here in Seattle about a magical black girl named Dayu. And it's an ongoing project at my Patreon. If you pick up one of my lovely cards on the table, you can get all the info. This is called Beloved of Colel Cab and Baby Dayu. Ayolandi lived next to a trailer park. Her deck overlooked the back half of a renovated island retreat motor park. When she called me Friday night, I sat on the floor of my room staring up at the star stickers on my ceiling, wondering if she was feeling like I was feeling. She was so gorgeous. We met through Papa, of course. He knew I was queer before I knew I was queer. She was 17 and short like me, thickly muscled and brown and gorgeous. I closed my eyes while we talked and imagined her strong hands and the fat bumblebees that followed her around in warm weather. You know, it was just like so annoying. I mean, like, that white boy, what's he gonna do for me? Nothing. You wanna come over tomorrow? I had to work to stay cool. Sure, you want me to bring some peach cobbler? I made some, and my mama said she was gonna eat both if I don't do something with one of them. By the time I got off the phone, I'd already decided I had to make a homemade cobbler. While I was panicking and rummaging in the kitchen, Mama came home and watched me freaking out, making a mess for a while. Finally, her laughter slowed me down. Baby girl, what the hell are you trying to do? I jumped and almost dumped flour all over myself. Dang, Mama, don't do that. I'm gonna make a new cobbler. This one's ugly. I'm gonna take it to Yolanda. I was blushing. I was darker than Mama, but she could tell. She smiled and walked in the kitchen. A whole new one? Sounds like a date. Are you going on a date, Dayu? I blushed more and started getting my peaches ready, scowling. No, well, Ma. She kissed my cheek and bumped me out of the way with her hip. Stop doing that, you're gonna cut yourself. You get the dough together and I'll do the peaches. So do you like me? So tell me, do you like her? She's very pretty. I stared at her back as she moved. Her tone was smooth and calm, as if we were talking about shoes or something. Mom, she's a girl. She shrugged. Yeah, she's a sweet, pretty girl, and if I remember right, she's some type of fae? Something to do with bees or something? Yeah, but Mom, it's a girl. She looked over her shoulder at me, one eyebrow arched. Baby, it's fine. I know you like girls. You have nothing to be ashamed of. And if how I've seen her look at you is any indication, it's a date. Now, should we do this peaches, savory, or sweet? That is how I came out to my mama. Of course, I'm going to be real about it. My mama shoved me out of the closet like she shoved me out of her uterus. Sweet. She liked sweet stuff, especially honey and stone fruits. Mama stayed up with me all night. I made 4 different damn cobblers and used up all the peaches, all the honey, and every bit of sugar we had until I felt like I'd made a perfectly sweet and beautiful cobbler. It was 2 a.m. and I was still a jittery shit bucket of nerves. Mama sat me down between her knees, laid my head on her thigh, and started palm rolling my locks. How did you know how I feel and everything? Mama chuckled. Of course I knew. I'm no empath, but the puppy eyes and the hour it takes you to decide on an outfit when you see each other was a clue. But really, I've always known it's fine. But what if I'm not like all the way gay? She nudged me into a slightly different position. All the way gay. I don't understand what you're saying. I was quiet for a while. I was so young, I didn't really have the actual words. I was afraid Mama was going to suddenly launch me out of her lap, throw salt at me, and drive me out of the house. I spent a lot of time at the Seattle Library and reading about gay people and our history and their history, and I've read so many terrible stories. What if I couldn't even be properly gay? What did that even mean? What if I was faking? What if it was just a phase? I sort of told a friend, and she said it was just some weird thing. The whole thing was just so damn complicated and scary. I kind of still like boys too, so I can't be a real lesbian. And maybe it's not, well, maybe I'm just confused. I have to choose, right? I twisted my head around to peer up at my mama, half expecting her to laugh or some other mortifying response that I wouldn't be able to handle. She pursed her lips and hummed a little. I don't really see what that has to be. Maybe you like girls, maybe you like boys, maybe both, who cares? You know, I did grow up in San Francisco. You're not the first queer person I ever met. That was my mama, her blasé tone and matter-of-factness about the sort of tiny details she thought were nothing. Mom, I'm serious. She moved my face so she could get back to work on my locks. So am I. Look, hang out, or whatever you want to call it. Maybe you'll get a kiss, maybe you'll figure out you don't have those kinds of feelings for her. It will be fine. You're 15, Dick. You don't have to do shit but be black and die. You can take your time. And I'm sure if she likes you, you might even get to second base. You know, that cobbler is delicious. I didn't turn around again. I wasn't trying to get smacked on the ear, so I stayed on the wall, staring at the wall. Mama kept talking, telling me about her lesbian friends and gay bars and Stonewall. My mom knew about Stonewall. She even told me that the woman who started it was actually a witch and a fairy, but I think she made that up. But the real point was that my mom was fine if I wasn't properly gay. I went to bed with the promise from my mother that regardless of what happened with Ayolande, I had to promise to have safer sex, not be an asshole, and tell her when I was ready to see a gynecologist. That settled, I guess. I sat in bed listening to Mariah Carey and thinking. I cried a little bit. I really did like her that much. Magically, I got some sleep. I woke up early and started getting ready. I tried to shave my legs, but I wound up cutting my knees and it was just a mess. I hope she wouldn't mind. I stood in front of my closet in boots and panties trying to figure out what to wear. I didn't want to try too hard, but I wanted to look really cute. I settled on my favorite dress, a loose, ugly, floral print baby doll. I dabbed a bit of jasmine perfume oil on myself and put on my favorite cherry lip gloss. I went downstairs and stood in front of my mom with my arms out. Do I look okay? She stood up and fixed my hair. You look beautiful. You're gonna knock her out. And that perfume's a nice touch. Bees like that kind of thing. Come on, go get your cobbler. In the car, Mommy yammered about a yard sale and maybe looking for some tables or some other crap, and I sat clutching my cobbler and sweating and feeling like I might throw up. Mama, I changed my mind, let's go home. You can call her and tell her I'm sick, but don't say I'm crapping or barfing or anything gross. Like, I have tonsillitis or pneumonia, or tell her I have consumption. She glanced at me, consumption. People in modern America don't really fade away about consumption. We're almost there, calm down, you'll be fine. I think maybe I tried to argue. I don't really remember. All I do remember is Mama beeping the horn once as she drove away, and the Ayolande was standing on her front porch. She was tall and brown and wearing cutoffs and a tank top. I could see the outline of her little belly and her eyes, her big sparkling brown eyes. They were sparkling at me, and she ran out to meet me. Did you bring this for me? Up close, I felt the buzz of her against my skin. When she awkwardly leaned around the cobbler to put her arms around me, I smelled honey and salt and sweetness. Inside, we sat on the couch facing each other and eating huge pieces of cobbler. When the cobbler was gone, she sat there with her shorts unbuttoned, rubbing her belly. Her eyes were closed, and I wanted to kiss her so bad my lips hurt. While I was busy trying to figure out a way to get close, maybe ask her if I could kiss her, she was right there, almost in my lap. I could feel that sweet, warm buzz again. I opened my eyes, and she was staring at me. I opened my mouth, and nothing came out. When she leaned forward, I tilted my head the wrong way, and we bumped foreheads, and she started to giggle. I blushed so ferociously and so fast, I was pretty sure I was just going to drop dead. Do you not, it's fine, I guess, you're just not into it. She was still smiling at me, her eyes full of some gentleness. I shook my head and grabbed her ankle. That wasn't what I intended to do, and it made me blush more. No, you're so pretty. She took my face in her hands and kissed me. My thought of trying to explain that I'd never really been kissed and how nervous I was melted away. Her mouth tasted of honey and pollen. Hers was the first fairy magic I ever touched. Ayolande? I was whispering, afraid if I talked too loudly, I'd break the spell. Yeah? What kind of fairy are you? She laughed. My whole family are the Beloved of Colel Cab. We take care of her bees. Oh, no wonder. You have honey on your skin. Can I kiss you again? Her yes was a press of her lips against mine. She pulled me into her lap, and we kissed and whispered to each other for hours. Later, we stood on her back deck, watching the sunset over the trailer park. We held hands, and as the last red rays of the sun turned us red-brown, she said she was my girlfriend. Ayolandi was my first girlfriend, my first love, and my first everything. Sometimes when I taste the right wild honey or feel the buzz of a big fat drunken bumblebee, I remember her lips, and I'll always love her.